You know, let's give this a big fight feel. Let's give this a big fight feel. In this corner, the challenger from the Johto region. Standing in at, I don't know, 1 foot 8, 2 feet, 7 feet. I don't know how tall our guy's supposed to be. Uh, he is the reigning defending Elite Four master. His name is Sebastian Todd the Third, but you may call him ST3. And in this corner, he is the undisputed king of solitude, a man who conquered Johto after conquering Kanto. He is the reigning, defending champion of the world. This is Red. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the first time since the last time, it is that time right about that time for your favorite Pokemon challenge and mine. My name is Sebastian Todd III, and you may call me ST3, and this is the HeartGold Randomizer Nuzlocke, the first series on the channel, but definitely not the last. So if you have enjoyed yourself over the first 30 episodes, please hit the like button down below. And since we are wrapping up this series here in this episode, hit the subscribe button so that you can be with us for the ride as we continue forward on the channel, and hit the bell if you'd like to be notified about our next project. So with that, let's do a little recap of what happened since last we spoke on Friday. And behind the scenes, this is Monday morning, bright and early, just rolled out of bed. So we are getting ready to start the day with the finale. So what did we do for some grinding? For the team, I will admit that I figured out how to do the rare candy just to make it a little bit easier on me, because grinding up some of those Pokemon into a high enough level was going to take forever, and I didn't have that much time. A lot of weird stuff happened last week. A lot of good stuff happened last week between recording the episode 30 and today. A lot of stuff, and we'll fill you in throughout the episode. But I did do the rare candies, and what I did was I looked at the average of Red's team, add up all of the Pokemon Red has, and I wanted to make sure that um, we were the same average. So if you look at all of our Pokemon across the board, add them up, and then divide by 6, it's the same number as if you take Red's Pokemon, add them up, divide by 6. So with that, let's take a look at the team. We have in front Dander's level 86, the Latias, soundproof ability, Zen Headbutt, Dragon Pulse, Fly, and Psychic. So a couple better moves on there. We were able to lose Cut. We were able to get Psychic finally and Dragon Pulse. We have Omega, our level 85, Pure Power, Mewtwo, with Psychic, Psycho Cut, Ice Punch, and Amnesia Stone. We got Willa up to speed, level 84, Wall Rain with Mold Breaker, Surf, Waterfall, Blizzard, and Body Slam. You'll see why in a moment. Denny P67. Actually, it might not help Blizzard at all, but whatever. Denny P67, the longest tenured member of the team, the MVP. Level 84, Rhydon with Water Absorb. Learned Mega Horn for us, but then Hammer Arm, Earthquake, and Rock Slide. We have level 85, Brodicon 2, the Regigigas with immunity, Fire Punch, Rock Climb, Strength, and Crush Grip now. And a little bit of the change from where we were at the end of episode 30. We thought we were going to have Pikachu / Raichu. We evolved it up here on the squad, but we actually went with Buzz, and there's a big reason why we went with the level 80 Buzz. Yes, base stat total's a wee bit higher. A couple points, not much. But Drizzle. Buzz learns Drizzle. So Thunder becomes a can't-miss opportunity. Light Screen. Thunderbolt and Discharge level 80. So level 80, 85, 84, 84, 85, 86. I believe the overall average is like 84. I did the math a couple days ago. Don't ask me to remember everything. So that is the squad we're going to be rocking out with today. And as you know, this is the finale, episode 31. So we will be going in and facing the Elite Four and then going to see Red. But I do want to show you what we did in the PC. We have a backup if we lose somebody in the Elite Four, which I doubt because the Elite Four is a lot lower level, but just in case, we have a team here ready to go. Champ, level 84 Lapras with Flame Body, Surf, Waterfall, Ice Beam, and Seed Bomb. We have Sunday, the Snorlax, Adaptability, the ability, 85 for the level, Strength, Rock Climb, Crunch, and Belly Drum. We have a level 84 Garchomp named Hammer with Rough Skin, the move Slash, Crunch, Dragon Claw, and Dig. We have Potential, the Flareon with minus, with Bite, Lava Plume, Fire Fang, and Last Resort at level 84. We have Gonzo, who also has Water Absorb. Is holding a Claw Fossil, but we don't care. A Feint Attack, Dragon Claw, Hyper Beam, and Ice Punch. And then we have Mascot Raichu, level 80 with Hustle, Thunder Wave, Discharge, Thunderbolt, and Flash. So again, Electabuzz had Drizzle, which was nice. Means that we're going to be able to hit Thunder a lot easier. Whereas Mascot, the Raichu, had Hustle, which means we would be more likely to miss Thunderbolt. So just made a lot of sense to build the team we did, but the way we did. So with that, we're going to sell some stuff. We're going to make sure we're all healed up. We're going to take on the Elite Four. We're going to make our way to Red. This could be a quick episode. It could be a long episode. Hopefully not too long. Because it is exactly 7:30 right this second as we record, a.m. And I have a Zoom I have to be on at 9. So let's look at, I think everybody's holding something. And you're probably like, get in there, let's go. Yes, Shell Bell on Danders, Twisted Spoon on Omega, Earthplate obviously on Denny P67, Splash Plate on Willa, a Shell Bell on Brodicon, and a Zap Plate on Buzz, just to try to make things a little bit easier on us. We can sell everything then. Because this is win or lose time, right? We either win this battle or we lose this battle, but we want to keep the repels. There is no in between. There is no, we survive a little bit. No, this is for all the marbles. We've got our team. We've got our backup team. It is what it is. But I wanted to do this on screen with you all, so you could be part of this. We want to, the final build here, the final push. I do wish it was like the new games where you could bulk sell. That makes life so much easier. And I'm really glad they introduced that feature. Yeah, literally can sell everything. Debating giving the white herb. Maybe shouldn't have sold it there, but too late now. That's what we're doing. We are all in. We're going to get a bunch, like as many healing items as we can, and that's pretty much all we're going to do. Is have healing items and be ready. Because this is make or break time. Do we win the first series on the channel and go right off into the sunset, or we're gonna sell these too? We're gonna sell everything. We're going max potion only, full restore, some full heals, and that's it. We'll keep the ethers, elixirs, because we might need to heal up some moves, especially in Elite Four. I doubt we'll go through that many moves in the battle with Red. I mean, you never know. Weird things happen. We've got so much money. We're gonna do it. We're gonna give the HP ups. We're gonna give the proteins. We're gonna use the PP up. I'm thinking on something on Mewtwo. That's my guess. It's weird to sell Pokeballs. There are so many times where you want to hoard the Pokeballs, so you have as many as you can. But we don't need Pokeballs. There's no more encounters. There's nothing left to do except win or lose. I think that's a good time to start mentioning too that this is the finale. So, if all goes well, tomorrow, aka Tuesday, we will have the new series on the channel debuting. series number 2. Um, and we will try to keep it the same time, 7 o'clock. Every upload so far has been 7 p.m. If for some reason it changes, I will let you know, and it will be Wednesday, but it should be tomorrow, Tuesday, April 4th. I'm not going to sell all this because it's just taking too long. Let's be frank. Uh, just taking too long. So a bunch of max potions. You don't need that many full restores because we'll get some full heals too, but we'll get a bunch. Let's get 41 so we have 50 of them. And then full heals. We have 24. 26 gets us 50 of them. And then I'll be that person who just stacks up on full restores. Alright. Let's go use those candies. I know we are trying to drag this out as much as we can here to some degree too, because we want this to be a nice, long, full episode. Alright, we get one extra slot of PP. What move do we need one more of? You know what it is? It's going to be Crush Grip, because it's got 5. We need one more Crush Grip. And HP up. Let's see, who has the weakest? Obviously, it's Buzz. But other than Buzz, it's strangely Danders, despite being our highest level. Won't have any effect. Interesting. Will it have any effect on anybody? It will. Buzz will take it. So Buzz can have it. And then Protein won't have any effect on Danders. We'll give it to Willow. Alright. Let's move these to the front of this area because we need those first and foremost. We'll move full restores to be second. Yeah, it's a little concerning that it's 66, but it's not 666, so I'm not too nervous about that. And we are going to lead Danders. I think that makes some sense. Maybe we lead the Pure Power Mewtwo, but yes, rocking out the Looney Tunes today if you are a fan as well. And I don't actually have the water with me, but drink your water today. I will get a water after this. Like I said, just woke up, just basically brushed my teeth and came down and figured we would get started. So here we go. The Elite Four, Part 2. Part 2. We start with Robin. Not usually the name of this trainer, but in this case it is Tyrogue. Probably going to fake us out, which is fine. We're a much higher level. I think they get into the 60s, but nobody in this first battle is in the 60s, so we should be fine in this battle. And the Shell Bell gives us all of that right back. Mischievous. Who had the Dark Move? Oh, we are currently without a Dark Move on the team. I clearly overlooked that. It's alright, we will use Buzz, and we will look at what Buzz can do. We will look at what Buzz is capable of against the Mischievous, which is base level, base Pokemon. Has the evolution. We have the evolution, actually, Miss Magius, so. Thunder can't miss in the rain. Kaboom. 2 up, 2 down. Larvitar can't be hit by Thunder because it's a ground type, so. Larvitar it is. Yeah, so as you know, we took the weekend off because I went to Boston. We'll try to fit this in with all these little baby Pokemon. We brought one of our friends as a couple kids. We brought their 9-year-old with us. His first trip to Boston, his first baseball game. He enjoyed the baseball game. did not enjoy the walk to get to the baseball game, which I understand. Um, he did not love the aquarium, but because he was expecting to see like a great white shark, which can't really be in captivity. If you know, you know. But then a couple really small sharks, which he enjoyed, but he was disappointed for not bigger ones. I get that. I understand. But yeah, he loved the baseball game. And walk-off win, too, for the Red Sox. If you watch the game on Saturday against the Orioles, um, just a really odd drop ball to left field, set up Adam Duvall for a hit, and it was just great to be there. So many of my family members, there's 15 of us total that went. So to share that moment with so many people that I love and enjoy being around, it was just great. I've been to a bunch of baseball games. That was the first time I've ever seen a walk-off win. So it was really awesome, and for that to be his first game, it's just really cool to be a part of, and yeah, a lot of fun, and putting a lot of food around that as well. Didn't expect a Pineco to be the one that gave us some fits here. Nothing terrifying as of this moment. Just interesting that um, that Pineco would survive a fire punch to begin with, and then Iron Defense on us and make it so that fire punch is doing next to nothing. We don't have a special fire move on anybody, so I think what we might do is Willa and maybe Surf. Surf is special. It's probably our strongest special move that's not psychic, but Gyro Ball is steel. That might do some damage to us. No, not really. I mean, Thunder might be, but I feel like, yeah, Surf is the way to go. All right. And it's in the rain, so it boosts it anyway. And then Mutt comes in. We will go out to our pure power. I gave blood last week. That was another big thing that happened. Hung out with my sister for a while afterward. There's a whole story to that I won't get into here, but suffice to say, giving blood is a good thing. You should do it. Um, absolutely. And I'm proud and happy to be able to give blood. And will do so when and where I can. And the other big thing is that we've talked about this throughout the series. Um, I should acknowledge before I continue. Elite Four, number one, complete. But we've talked a bit before in this series about how I had some interviews for a job at a local university, and I got the job. I was offered it. Actually, literally, we finished recording the episodes last week. Literally wrapped up recording, started editing, and phone rang. Got the job offer, accepted. So I actually start 1 week from today. 1 week from right now, I will be at work for that university. So it'll be a good time. I didn't expect Huntail to have crunch. I guess it makes sense with that jaw, but we endure it. A little more damage than I'd like to take, but in any one hit, because I feel like a crit would be a little uncomfortable. But we are a special attacker, so Psychic should do more, and it does. Oh yeah, so I'm excited about that. Definitely a position I think it's gonna, just be really fulfilling. Not without its challenges, for sure. Every position has its challenges, but I think the good days are gonna outweigh the bad days. I think the wins are gonna be. There might be small wins overall, but in the big picture, the wins are gonna be a lot bigger, a lot more meaningful, a lot more impactful. That kind of bigger, even if they're small, um, than the lows. Really looking forward to being an advocate for it and resource to students in different ways. So super excited about that. Can't wait to get started next week with that. Yeah, like I said, a lot happened between that, having to do some things. That's actually my Zoom call today, is getting some of the paperwork finished up so that when we get going next week, we can really hit the ground running. Got crunched it a lot. It's not super effective against us, and not surprising floats a lot sped, but Thunder in the Rain, super effective. Yeah. And this is why we kept Buzz over Raichu. I love Raichu, don't get me wrong, but Drizzle on Electabuzz with um, Thunder, and it powers up our water moves. So when they send in a camera up, we get a little bit of a boost here. It's quad effective to begin with. This is gonna. The only way camera up survives is if it has sturdy. It does not have sturdy. Lantern. A grass move would be nice here. We don't have a grass move. So we're going to use Brodicon. I think we're going to try out Crush Grip for the first time in this Elite Four. Very powerful normal type move. That does more when the opponent is at full health, which Lantern is. And if it doesn't take the Lantern down, it's moving very slowly. It does take the Lantern down. Tentacool. That makes sense. We will go back to Buzz. I suppose we could have gone into Denny P67 here too and Earthquake because Tentacool is part poison. And we have Water Absorb, but to be honest, my mind didn't go there immediately. My mind went Water type, we have Electric. I always think of type matchups. One of the things we did is I've been gifted a couple, I get gifted Pokemon games when they come out because people know I love Pokemon. And often they come out around like Christmas time or holiday season. So I've gotten a bunch that way. I probably could have healed up the team right there just to be safe, but we're not super low. I'm not too worried about it. Anyway, we had a couple duplicate games lying around, and so I gave them to I'll call him nephew. It's easier. Nephew. Um, so kind of teaching him some of the ropes in Scarlet was kind of fun because he loves Pokemon, but he's 9 years old, so Pokemon to him is the anime, which sometimes the anime is not accurate to what happens in Pokemon games. And it's which Pokemons look cooler, which Pokemon are bigger, which ones are his favorite. So trying to teach him some of the things about type advantages and why this Pokemon can't hit that one or why this move isn't doing that much was a lot of fun. Mostly he only played while we were driving it. It's a long drive from here to Boston, so it's a good way to keep a 9-year-old entertained in the car. But yeah, so trying to explain that while driving and you can't see in the back seat, you can't see the screen, was fun. But I know he spent a lot of time trying to catch a female Combee so he could get himself a Vespiquen at some point because he fought a Vespiquen that beat him. So he determined that the Vespiquen, though it was much higher level from what I gather, if that Vespiquen was that good, he must be able to beat everybody with it. So, which is logic, right? If you lose to it, if you can catch it, right? It makes sense. So I see his thought process there, and that's one of the things I try to I kind of. My wife's not a huge fan of Pokemon. I've said that before. Just because wasn't in her wheelhouse, wasn't something she grew up with. Never really grew up playing video games, so not something she's been exposed to much. But I talked to her about really there's a lot of places where you can factor in math to Pokemon when you're talking about super effective moves and damages and stuff like that. There's also a lot of strategy. There's critical thinking that goes into stuff like this. So while it might seem like mindless fun some days, there's a lot that goes into playing Pokemon, and there's a lot of life lessons you can take from it if you're willing to learn. So I think playing Pokemon, playing video games in general, hand-eye coordination can help with that a ton. But a lot of critical thinking goes into video games. What do I do here? Plan this out, think it through. So hopefully, when used the right way, video games have definitely a place in the learning process, and I think that's why you see so many companies using some kind of memory game or something along those lines to help build, you know, those thought patterns and stuff like that. So yeah, so it was also really fun to see which Pokemon he got most excited about, and knowing my favorites, and seeing which ones he thought were the coolest, and which ones were the strongest, and all that fun stuff. I also just love, spending time with anybody. It doesn't have to be a child, even, but spending time with somebody who's passionate about something and letting them be passionate about it. Let them talk about it. Let them rave about it. Let them, you know, feel whatever excitement they feel. It's just a blast to share those moments with people. 3 up, 3 down here in the Elite Four. Let's heal this time because I didn't last time. And I know it seems weird to be wasting max potions on Pokemon with 40 hit points of damage or 28, but no fooling around. We're leaving nothing to chance. We don't want to put ourselves in a position. We've had some Pokemon take good damage from moves. Crit could have taken out Buzz, who's been pretty useful in this playthrough so far. Or this playthrough, this Elite Four. Uh, we're going to have the credits to deal with too. I'm wondering if we might pause real quick and let the credits roll, and then come back and finish. Or if I just let the credits roll throughout, and then I can cut them in editing. Shouldn't be too hard to cut in editing. Wow. Spinda is bulky. Hits up with recoil, which tells me that it will likely heal up. And she does. Nothing wrong with that. Dragon Pulse, one shot. The Spinda. Actually, I'm just quickly thinking we might use parts of the credits in the intro moment. Would that be weird? It might be weird. We'll find out. We'll find out when we get there. When we get to editing. Really was thinking I was going to go for fly there, but just kept clicking the A button, so Zen Headbutt it is. So it gives us time to heal up a little bit more with the Shell Bell. Safeguard by Bayleaf. I don't know if it's got another full restore or not. It's not. So we would have taken it down. That's okay. Thought Fly would make sense if it had. It's super effective, so we're taking out the next shot regardless. But if it did heal up, that would be the turn we were in the air. But it gets us back to full. We're just going to keep rocking out with Danders for this. Charmander is not fully evolved, obviously, so. And Charmander has Drizzle, which is fine because Charmander would have evolved right to Charmeleon, then to Charizard, so. Would likely lose Drizzle, but. Champ, we're not worried about because we are a Psychic type. And Psychic is super effective. We're also much higher level, so this should easily one-shot the Machamp unless it has Sturdy. That would be terrifying. I'm a champ with sturdy and then counter. No, thank you. Of course, we're not gonna hit it with physical anyway, but take down the Magby. I think we're probably good to even save the moves. The Elite Four so far, so good. I believe we have just the champion left. And then we go take on Red, which will be the more challenging. We don't have his highest level. We don't have that 88 for Red's highest level. We have 86 for our high. So much more challenging once we get to Red for sure. Let's see if we can take down Lance. Rhyhorn. So we're not stupidly overleveled for this. And we don't have anything super effective on Dangerous, but I don't want to give him a free hit. So let's try. I mean, if we don't do enough damage here, we will switch out. But let's try a Psychic. It is enough to barely take down the Rhyhorn. Volby is a bug. We have not used Dangerous yet. Or, sorry, we have not used NAP67 yet. Dangerous was just in. Um, Let us take down the little bug with arguably our MVP. And we do with one rock slide is for Minnesota. Nidoking coming in next. If it does outspeed us and it has Earthquake or something strong like that, it could do some damage. Earth Power might hurt. It is high enough level. It is super effective, but we are still much stronger. We are higher level. We will be fine. That is ticking down way too quickly. Oh my gosh, we're going to lose NEP67. I was not expecting to lose them on. I was hopeful we weren't. I really thought we would live one, but crit. Our MVP goes down. We could have switched into Willow, who clearly could eat it, but well, isn't this ironic? Right. We lose our rock and ground type. I'm sorry, Denny P67. I really thought we would survive. All right, Protocon 2. Not fooling around. Just takes out the Electivire with ease. We're going to keep Protocon 2 in. That loss hurt. That loss, not just because, the team is what it is, but who we lost right there. Uh, it's just not something I thought we would deal with specifically in this battle to that Pokemon. So yeah, a little bit shocked about that, but we rebound. Protocon 2 comes in, takes care of the rest. Thankfully, we still have Protocon 2, so we do beat the Elite Four, not without the loss of a very valued team member. So we will adjust between here and Red, obviously, because we're not going into Red with 5 Pokemon. Maybe that should be the challenge. Maybe we should go into Red with 5 Pokemon, but we want to win. We want to win series number 1, and we're already underleveled, so let's see if we can do that and bounce back from losing one of our best. So We'll put them all in the Hall of Fame regardless, even though the Mon fainted during the run up to this. Still a Hall of Famer. Still, still earn their stripes. Still a major part of the team. Hall of Fame, Latios. There's the Mewtwo. Wolverine. Rhydon. Regigigas. And of course, last but not least, Electabuzz. Hall of Famers, all six, even though one of them fainted on the way here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the credits. We are going to make our way to Mount Moon. We are going to go make our way to Red for the final battle. When we get to the Pokemon Center here, we will have to switch out Denny P67, who, as you just saw, could not survive a crit Earth Power from a Nidoking against the champion Lance. So sadly, we will move Denny P67. Let's take the Earth Plate off because we might want that. And Denny P67 will join our friends in the Death Box. We will bring our other ground type who also has Water Absorb onto the team. The downside is no ground moves. Garchomp would be good as well. Does have Dig. Has Rough Skin. Yeah, we're going to go with Garchomp. Rough Skin over Water Absorb. I know it's rough, but that will be the play for the final battle with Red. All the marbles, all the gemstones, all the glory, all the devastation. Let us go here. Let's use one of these. Let us give the Earth Plate to Hammer. Let's go find Red. And Quagsire waving to us, welcoming to the cave. We are going to do this for Denny P67. Kind of like the sports team rallying around like a beloved player or coach. We're going to do this for Denny P67. We're going to dedicate this win to our ride on Denny P67. One of the OGs on the team, the longest tenured member of the team, named after a viewer who left comments. And yes, I know we could ride the bike right here. Yes, I know we could have thrown Rock Smash on someone and gone to figure out what that item is. But really, is there anything we could have picked up right now that's going to make a difference? Oh, I was going the right way. What am I doing? But I kind of think the walking rather than the biking here. I think the walking just adds a little bit of tension, adds that bit of build up. It's weird knowing that we've already done this because I'm so used to going in to get all the little items and do the different things, but we've done all that. We did that all in episode 30, a very long episode 30, nearly an hour and a half long. This one, depending on how how long this red fight takes, should not be quite that long. And I guess if we leave the credits in, it could be a nice bit of time there. The credits take about 3 minutes. Sat there and listened to it all. And, good music, for sure. During that 3 minutes or so. Not something I think you guys want to sit through in the middle of an episode. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to either. Maybe in the background, conversations happening, but is what that is. All right, here we go. I think, therefore I am. I think I'm going to lead Buzz because of Drizzle, and then if we need Willa too, it helps 2 of the 6. It's going to be an 80 versus 80 to start. You know what? Let's give this a big fight feel. Let's give this a big fight feel. In this corner, the challenger from the Johto region. Standing in at, I don't know, 1'8", 2 feet, 7 feet. I don't know how tall our guy's supposed to be. He is the reigning defending Elite Four master. His name is Sebastian Todd the Third, but you may call him ST3. And in this corner, he is the undisputed king of solitude, a man who conquered Johto after conquering Kanto. He is the reigning, defending champion of the world. This is Red. Maybe that'll be the intro. AKA Trainer Marshall, gonna start with Mag Mortar. He's gonna lead his ace, level 88. Okay, I see how it is. I thought we were gonna go 80 versus 80 here. That's okay. Um, Willow resists, not really, because it's ice and water, so it should be neutral. Hammer resists. Dragon resists fire. Ground resists fire. Magmortar wants the sun out for understandable reasons. We want to be elsewhere for this first attack. We will lead with Dig. How much damage can Dig do? We are 4 levels lower. Can it one-shot? It does. It one-shots the Magmortar, but it gives us a burn. That's not ideal. And the sunlight remains strong. Because the burn is going to half our attack. Ambipom comes out next. We are not worried about Ambipom. We don't have a fighting move anymore. That is okay. We have Brodicon too. We have Crush Grip. Special attack goes way up. And it outspeeds us, so that is something to keep in mind. Crush Grip. One-shots it regardless. Alright. 2 up, 2 down. The sunlight is still very strong. Aeron is coming in. The sunlight being strong is going to weaken our water moves a little bit. We are still super effective against Aeron. If this was an Aggron, I think we'd be a little bit more concerned about whether or not we should maybe get the Drizzle back up first. Play a little bit of that weather game, but Aeron is weaker. And Aeron goes down to 1 surf. 3 moves, 3 Pokemon down. Anorith, again. Bulkiermon might be able to tank a surf. It's Bug and Rock. This is super effective. Might eat 1. Then again, it might not. 4, 4, 4. Porygon. Let's go back out to Broticon. 2 Pokemon left. Porygon is one of them. We Crush Grip. It is only 1 level lower. Can Crush Grip do enough to one-shot the Porygon? And it does. And then there was 1. And then there was Wingull. We don't even need the Pure Power Mewtwo. We don't even need it. I don't need it. Level 84, we get the Drizzle back up, which, yes, will help it with, like, any water moves it has. Hurricane isn't in this gen. Air Slash is but a tickle. Thunder is quad effective, guaranteed to hit in the rain. We take down the Wingull, we take down Red. Unlike Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, we are the new champion. The story is completed right here. The fairy tale ending comes true. We are the champions. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, new series on the channel. It's coming tomorrow. With that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Until next time.